What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 97, I think, of my Total Warhammer 3 of modded Karl Franz campaign. There we go, that's the one. Anyway, as we saw last time, Clan Moors is no mores, as the desolation of Nagash, their last stronghold, fell to Aldabras Mire, and the troop ferry over here, which is, well, we are still in the same turn, however, as last time, as we couldn't quite end it, as there's still a fair few things to do. This is one of those turns where we had a ton of battles to choose from, and that's why it's going to take a bit. Have you guys still not taken Carrick 8 Peaks? You have 2 armies here. What are you doing, AI? You better not fail at this, I swear, if they fail. And we specifically told them to occupy. And wait, you have 3 armies here. You need a little bit more competence, I think. And we've given them plenty of territory, so they're fairly powerful as well. But anyway, let's begin with what we gotta do this time around, shall we? Recruiter, you don't need to be recruiting for now, but somebody, I'm sure, needs to move. Marcus Wolfhart is good for now. Heinz Weber, Boris Todd, Bringer, Vasily Fisher. Who are you again? Ah, yes, this guy. Yeah, you're gonna head to the Awakening. And there you're going to start recruiting the follower army for Simon Moesher. Alright, swell, and begin with some... You know what, I think just to speed it up, we're just going to do regular Pistoliers and War Wagons, because they only take 1 turn. Maybe just a couple of Mortar War Wagons, just because we're going to replace these 2 mortars. In fact, we don't have much of a use for them anymore, but we'll keep them here just in case we need to defend or something. But otherwise, it'll be all Pistoliers and regular War Wagons, not even going to bother with Outriders, just so that the army can get on the field fast and follow Simon southward as we continue, helping our allies retake Lustria. Anyway, that was Vasily Fisher. Now let's see if we can find him again in the list here. I'm sure he's down here somewhere. Reichsmarschall Kurt Helbor, Gavin Pfeiffer, we moved you last episode unless I'm mistaken. There he is. Vasily. Next up we have Champion Ludwig Schwarzhelm. Ah, you. You need to head to Krakadrak. And, well, I guess begin by heading to Krakadrak. What do we have in terms of defenses? Oh, they're not bad. Should we or can we autos a valiant defeat, you say? Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see if we can auto-resolve this, but if not, we're going to have to manually fight it. You're gonna go here. We will hopefully be able to encamp outside, but I guess we'll have to see. And can we, in fact? Yes, we can encamp. Fantastic. Go here. Now, what about you, Otto Lehman? Still unable to reach Ludwig. We'll never be able to reach Ludwig. Hopefully next turn. Ludwig, let's see. Can you auto-resolve? Nobody dying here, and nobody dying here. Beautiful. Alright, we're gonna auto-resolve this. Yeah, we could fight it. We could, but... it's just that no garrison, and we'd break through the walls. I don't see any trouble here. And the problem is the artillery would do all the work, and then most of the enemy would be dead, and we'd probably be wasting time. I'd rather find a better battle. Occupy the place instead, and the provinces... Ooh, a messenger. Speed yourself up. Hedge Wizard, Enchanted Steel, no, Enchanted Steel? No. Enchanted Shield, and nothing else of consequence, though you don't actually need this stuff. I will figure out your items later, but obviously, as a follower army, they're not going to be prioritized. I'll give all the items to main armies first, and then we'll see after. First Tree Man. Come on, get there. Ludwig wants 3 tree men in his army after all, and hopefully we'll get there fairly soon. I'm just wondering whether we should get another borderman in here now, but then we won't have room for the, we won't have room for Otto Lehman, damn it. And we can't get rid of the halberdiers because we have the Altdorf Company of Honor, and thus the army will be partially reliant on halberdiers and honest steel. Great, wait. Great swords, Wolfkin, what do we have in here again? Oh yeah, great swords. I mean, I guess we could get rid of the great swords. No, but I like the great swords in here as well. They fit with Champion Ludwig. Alright, well, I'll figure it out. We'll see. I may just do what we're currently doing and not change anything. You were next. Let's see who else needs to move. I'd like to find a better battle than an undefended settlement. This is also going to be traded away to our Kislevite allies. No need to stay in these territories. Aren't Frankenmurder, you don't actually need to move, and neither does Albrecht Haupt Anderson. Maternus Dittesen, however, does. The question is where? We could send him up here. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. If we assume that Boris Ursus grabs the Tower of Torment, Karl can advance up here, while Maternus can advance here, and then Ludwig can advance this way. I think that's the way to do it. Alright, so Maternus, start heading out. You will suffer attrition. Really? You're gonna suffer attrition in Fort Stragov as well? How about somewhere where it's not attrition-y? Like, wait, like so. And then move out that way. Wulfric Unberogen. Where the heck do we send you? Now you, well, you know what? Maybe you'll be Maternus Dittisen's follower army. You're not very fiery. Maybe we'll build some more Knights of the Blazing Sun, because clearly we need more, but I'll think about it. Either way, follow along for now. And we'll figure it out later. Oh, wait, are these guys our allies? They probably... Oh, wow, that's a lot of trespasses. Let's see. Would they give us 8.2k? Yeah, since we're going to be trespassing a lot through their territory, let's do this. Although the Orthodoxy doesn't like them. I have to wonder if they'll get attacked. Hopefully these guys don't dislike us for allying with them, but whatever. Non-aggression pact. Alright, I keep forgetting that this isn't an actual ruin, so we've trespassed through their territory so much with this weird bug that I have never seen before throughout... let's say many hours, many hours. Anyway, let's continue. Who was that? That was Maternus Dittesen. Ferry has moved. Hans von Sigurd has moved. Simon Mosher. Ah, yes. You were down here. And we should take the Fuming Serpent and the Star Tower. I don't remember which is the capital, and I am too lazy to check. Does it matter which one we attack? No. I think the Star Tower is actually the capital. We'll just hit the Fuming Serpent first, then the Star Tower second. Like so. What do we have in terms of defenses? Nothing much. Not worth fighting. And we will occupy the place for ourselves, and this is one of the places we'll keep. In fact, this is the only place we'll keep in the southern part of Lustria, because the Awakening will be transferred, and then this will be transferred to the Lizards shortly. I want to transfer Chakwa to ourselves by trading them all this stuff, but we'll do it a little bit later, because what I want to do is trade Chakwa to these guys, to the Bordello Errant, but the Bordello Errant are currently at war with the Wardens of the Living Pool, so until they peace out with each other, I don't want to do that yet. And there's also the fact that these guys might attack all this, but we'll see. Either way, as soon as Simon takes a Star Tower, he can loop back around and start helping out with all this nonsense. Oh, and we should also trade the Mangrove Coast to ourselves, and then to the Cultist Sotek, but anyway, I'll probably take care of most of that between episodes at some point, just not on screen. Anyway, let's see who needs to move up next. That was Simon Moesher. Next up we have Bruno Graber, who is good where he is. Leopold Hall... Oh, right, that's you. Right. I was trying to remember who the heck Leopold Hall was. It was one of our coastal defenses. That's fine. You guys are fine. In fact, we'll... just stay where you are. I swear there was somebody else that needed to move, and I'm now drawing a blank as to who it was. Huh. Maybe we did move everybody. Maybe it's just money left now. So you guys have taken this. You have moved. Maybe I didn't skip anybody. We have so many armies at this point in the game that I'm always worried that I forgot to do something and move somebody, and it's quite annoying, but whatever. Alright, well, I'm just going to assume we're fine. Let's do this. First of all, we're going to go into technology, and we're going to go for Purge of the Knife Ears. We'll need that missile resistance both against the elves of the Knights of Kalidor, as well as Rikarths. And then we'll go back to Clergy of Sigmar afterwards. Then... Wait a second, I lied. You need to move. There was something I forgot to do. We have to manually fight this. Yeah. Alright, we'll manually fight that in a bit. Let me just see here. This is good, and this is good. Yeah. Alright, let's do buildings, and we'll manually fight that after. Wasteland, we'll start with you. No, we won't. We don't want to waste 8k on that thing. Zufbar, yes to the guns of Zufbar. We will not, however, build a coaching in because it's too expensive. Correct land. Black Tower of Arcan, you lost your tower, but you didn't need it to time to get your clothier up and running. Growth is pretty okay here as well. Eastern Border Princes, you're fine as you are. Estalia, let's upgrade Magritta to the next level. Land of the Dead, Khemri. Public order and farm. I don't remember why I built the public order here. I guess it was problematic when we took it, but yeah, just keep it for now. We'll see. Oh, it's to counteract the 3 clothiers that are going to be there. You don't need the coaching in Carrick Norn, and I'm going to go for the paved roads here. We are going to hopefully keep the place, and yes to the Wizard's Conclave. I'm gonna need more wizard capacity, always more wizard capacity. Gashkadrak we don't care about because it is too close to village, and at the current time we're not dealing with it. You... we could go for another menagerie for capacity. We're not gonna make much money out of this province, so we're probably better off... Well, you know what? Get another Wizard's Conclave. And yes, I'm aware that we can build Wizard's Conclaves in these places, and we'll probably do so in Crudenwald once if we ever bother to confederate them. Uskalak will probably be traded to the dwarfs. Anybody else? Pat to the east? What do we have here? I'm on the fence about keeping Saber Mountain. I haven't decided yet, but... maybe we will keep, maybe we will not. Giant Home Mountains we will not keep. We don't need to collect income here either. And, well, actually, we can collect income for the few turns that we have it until we trade it away. Silver Pinnacle we will keep, mostly because of the Gem Cutter's Workshop. And yeah, we could trade it to the dwarfs as well, but I like the diplomatic relations. Alrighty, and I think there's not a lot of important stuff left to do. Sump Pit is new territory that will be traded. Carrick Hearn, same thing with you. Massive Orcal, yes. You can get us another capacity of some sort. We could do a coaching in here. We could do... oh, we're already building up a temple. None of these capacities are all that useful. I guess the menagerie is the only useful one. I mean, that or the coaching, and the menagerie. Stables, menagerie, whatever. Alright, fair enough. Blighted Marshes, Skavenblight, you're in the same spot, but I don't want to spend the money right now. Forbidden Citadel will be traded to our Kislefied allies as well, though that one will take a couple turns as we need to actually get closer to it with the Ice Court. Crooked Fang Fort will be traded. And yes, I know that there's a lot of territories that will be traded, but we're prepping it for our allies. It will all come in time. And I believe that's it for the stuff that we need to level. There's a few places where we're not collecting income from, but let's face it, we don't really care about those. Alrighty. Administrative bloat aside, I believe we're good to go to end the turn. Yes, yes. Alright, skip unassigned skill points, building upgrade available, commandment available in Krakadrak. Alright, go for a state troop levy, because we'll hopefully move all the way to here and then hit Winter Pyre and stuff, while trading all of this to our allies and trying to get all the way to the Altar of Spawn so we can give them the Forbidden Citadel as well, while these guys instead get all that stuff. I'm just trying to keep it even between all the Kislevites, especially since Boris is going to get all this. Anyway, hero not moved, don't care. Outpost available, nope, that's a trick. That's Vissenland, that's not, that's, that wants the outpost, we're not going to build it. Outpost upgrade available, yes, and we're not ending the turn. I haven't forgotten, guys, if anybody was yelling at the screen. Let's take the Serpent Jetty. I'm going to manually fight this super quick. And then we'll end the turn and find ourselves a proper battle. I wonder if there is a good amount of defenders at the Star Tower right now. I'm going to hope that there is. And maybe we can hunt down some Zinchans as well. These guys will probably not move towards us, though we may want to move this around so that it... well, actually, they're in a fine position. You know what? You go here, start deployment, start battle, and max speed it. They are not moving. You can go forward. Just make sure not to activate immediately the mortars. Alright, come on, get in there. Alright, and these guys are going to have damaged vigor as well, so that will be a minor issue for Gavin, but it's okay. Ah, maybe we can get Gavin one of the Get Gavin the whatchamacallit. What was I saying? The Borderman. I wanted to get somebody another copy of the Borderman. I didn't know which army to put them in, but this may be a decent option for it. How many mortars do we have in this army? I don't even remember. Let's do that, and then let's do that below them, and then all three of you move up here. Mortars move up here, and that should be good. Max speed, please. These guys are probably going to reorient depending on how we move, but that's okay. I don't imagine they'll win. I hope not. But we'll see. Let's see. Do we have any good spells? Well, we have Fireball and the Piercing Bolts of Burning. None of them would really apply to this particular situation. I was hoping for a Burning Head to move through that line before the battle begins. Also, let's turn off your Toggle Fire at Will. Let's turn off your Skirmish mode to that, and then... here's what we'll do. While we wait for the mortars to move, we'll do this, and then we'll do that. Just to open up some space. And I'll screw that up a little bit, and then you can, I don't know, go back here. Alright, mortars, you're nearly there. You are, in fact, there. Alright, so we'll put you here, we'll speed it back down, and then we'll have the mortars target everybody. Attack, and attack, and attack, and then auto-target, and then max speed it. And enemies are obviously going to run, but they'll get annoyed shortly and then start moving towards us, no doubt. There we go. Mortar's not making too many hits. In fact, you know what? This may be a good time to move you closer. A Piercing Bolts of Burning can work while the enemy is distracted. And I see this unit is moving forward. Target different units with different mortars to force them to mill around like they're currently doing, and then drop the Piercing Bolts right there, and then back away. The rest of this, I guess we can watch as the enemy approaches us. Ooh, and these little hills are probably not going to be great for our handgunners. In fact, speaking of handgunners, you two move here. I would like you to attack those skin wolves. But they're going to be a problem otherwise. And let's see if those can get in there. And let's move the general forward. And can the guns fire? Yes, they can. Not a crazy amount of damage. Let's also pop you into guard mode while we're at it. There we go. Here come the wolves charging on in. But these are not going to make it through, at least not so well. Alright. And I guess we could do a sort of pseudo-cinematic... oh wow, this guy's head is just down there. Well, unfortunate for him. And these guys are certainly going to get hurt like this, but it is what it is. That's the nature of the game when you're a halberdier. Alright, you can reposition yourselves. How are the mortars doing in the meantime? Let's target, and continue. The great thing about the mortars is that they, or one of the great things, is that the enemy does the dance to avoid them, so when you do it on elite units, said elite units oftentimes aren't able to move into position. Alright, here comes the Marauder Chieftain. We're going to take some javelins to our halberdiers. Unfortunately, without their shields, that means that they're quite vulnerable. Fortunately for us, the Chieftain will go down, or not. Another volley, okay. And where's that volley? Give me volley. Give me volley. I'm trying to not order our units. Okay, fine. Alright, switch the mortar targeting. The Chieftain will die shortly. You target this, and then you target the enemy range units. And do we send the halberdiers forward or just let the enemies continue marching forward? We'll just let them do their own thing. Here's what we'll do. You do here, and then we will buff all of you up as soon as we cast now. Alright, perfect. And then you move closer, and then start attacking that unit of Marauders. These guys are going to dodge it, but that's fine as long as they're not doing anything. No more volleys out that Marauder Chieftain. You, Fire Wizard, hunt said Chieftain down. You join the fray now. Help out those halberdiers. You guys target this unit. I'm going to tell them to target specific units. Now you guys target this unit, you guys target that unit, and then you guys target whatever you want. Hit to the side, and that should be just about over. Speed it up to max. Hunt the rest down, and where's that battle? Explode this last unit, and you want to soul fire? I want you to soul fire. And no, mortars are going to kill you. Don't do that. Alright, but who's still fighting? Oh, wow, these guys are still fighting. Damn, my bad, my bad. I sped it up too much. I fully admit that. I thought that the battle had already ended, and these guys had been fighting all along. Oh, they're the Marauder champions. Of course they're still fighting. Well, good job to them. Just for that, I'm gonna watch a volley hit you guys in the front while halberdiers chase you. Probably could have reduced the number of casualties there, but oh well. There we go. Yeah, for some reason I had assumed that the entire enemy army had been running already, and that was only one unit left, and then there were these units in the center. Not that it did all that much at the end of the day, but yeah, no, anyway. And the battle? Unfortunately, while we have won, obviously, once again, Empire has no way to heal, and Gavin Pfeiffer is, I believe, still in a location where he will continue to suffer attrition. Too bad he doesn't have a tiny, tiny bit of movement left, or we could have disembarked him, and thus not suffered attrition in the sea. But oh well. Alright, come on, I'd love to end that turn and get ourselves a proper actual cinematic battle. Once again, that really should have been auto-resolvable. Alright, good, and occupy it, so we are still in attrition territory. Henry Albrecht, you are going to get some items. You just double-checking, are you able to disembark? No. No, in fact, you have to go around to disembark. You can't go by the, odd. Yeah, there's no way to do it, is there? I was just thinking if we could somehow get your units. Oh, well, we'll suffer a little bit of attrition. Oh, well, if it isn't Sigvald's faction, I wonder if he'll declare war on us. Not that we're going to keep this territory, and Malice is still alive, I see. And embroiled in fights with the decadent host. Interesting. How powerful is he? Oh, he's not fighting Baronair. He is currently allied with Nagaron, hardly surprising considering he starts allied with them. Ooh, he doesn't like us. And he's fighting Legion of the Gore Queen, Aghole, Crag, and the Decadent Host. Well, the Dark Elves are fighting Chaos, so they are, and they're serving us in a way. Anyway, let's now end the turn that we've done that, so skip, outpost available, skip, hero not moved, skip. I swear I did these already, but apparently not the case. And wait. I just want to make sure that these guys don't have items. The reason I keep doing this is because if they dies and if we sacrifice them, they will... well, actually, no, you deserve items because you're an actual army, but the temporary lords don't need items and shouldn't keep them. Now we can end the turn. As, once again, if we sacrifice them, they need to not lose those items, as we have a purpose for them, closer to when the endgame arrives. And I periodically do some item work between the episodes, but I'll do overall item work before the end game. Clearly we haven't had a situation where we really needed it. Gorak, what you want, buddy? You want us to join war against Exoal? That's actually hilarious. We're not gonna do that, but that's really funny. So unlawful. But oh well, Blessed Dread is still moving around in Cathay. We've brought no help to them. Clan Pestilence is not, by the looks of it, going to attack us from the Star Tower, which means that there's probably not an army there, because we did sail out of the Blood Swamps, which is currently unprotected. And if there was an army there, it could have retaken the Blood Swamps easy in a single move. Or at the very least sacked it, because the AI does have a little bit of a tendency to waste its or annoy the player even to its own detriment. Alright, trait gain, fine. Constructor, ally mobilizes, Ashlotel has received a plague, ally occupies settlement, and Bloody Hands are destroyed. And Knife Ears are being purged, swell. Pigeon Plucker Pendant, don't care. Somebody got a student despite the fact that we... And, oh, look at that, he summoned a dino army, so for him. Wait, are you sieging this? You're awfully close to that scary dino army, my friend. I forgot what I was talking about. Well, either way, this is all going to be traded. I'll probably do it between the episodes. Have these guys pieced out yet? No. Unfortunately, they have not. Alright, so first of all, Simon, I would like you to go into trenches and see what we have at Star Tower. Close victory, and we could auto-resolve it, or we could fight it. I don't know, I'll think about it. If we have no better battle, we'll fight it, but I'm hoping a better battle than an undefended settlement. Once again, Ra has moved into Dawn's Light, which means you guys can't approach it. Simon could, but there's a lot of defenders there. That could be a potentially good fight. In fact, a fairly worrying fight. He wouldn't be very useful, or wouldn't be very good against its ancient faction. I will think about whether we take that or we wait for an army to move in and help. More importantly... Alright, so I don't see any elven stacks here. Oh, in fact, you can't even reach Ashridge Mountains in a single bound. That's a shame, and oh, Lillian is moving here. Interesting. Okay, I think that means what? What do we have in terms of defenses here? Well, not much. They probably wouldn't be able to take this from us. I wouldn't think so. Fairy, I want you to move... Now you're gonna go into encamp stance, and you're gonna go right here. Fairy, you just stay there and stay in trenches stance. In fact, trenches would actually probably be better for you because it would power up your stuff, but we need you to get attacked. And this is still attrition-y territory. Yeah, alright. Well, either way, that's not a battle. And hello, Village. Okay, well, you're not gonna win a fight against Village. Let him do his thing, because Kurt Haldenstrat is now on the way. It's still going to be attrition-y, but we can take a turn of attrition because we can move into Floating Mountain next turn, and we'll be at Village's door before he knows it. You, Karl, cannot reach the Howling Citadel for your showdown with Archaon, but you can do so next turn. And he's building up as well. Fantastic. Let's hope he gets a nice defense for the last fight for his faction. Now, where is fight? Oh, look at that. These guys actually sailed away. Oh, and I got mortars for you, and I even got a couple of these guys, witch hunters in this army. Well, that's a shame. But oh well, shame or not. Oh, hello, Durthu. Yes, please attack this. While Helmet is on the way. He's gonna still be a few turns, and thus he cannot fight it. By the looks of it, the only thing we can do is have Simon Mosher go in. Alrighty, so, first things first. Phil Carg... Oh, right, we could also do the Peter fight. Do we want to try the Peter fight? I think we want to try the Peter fight. At the end of the day, if he's immortal, so we don't really care if his army does. Sorry, Peter. Or sorry, Peter's army, I should say. What are we getting here, is a question. Oh, we've powered up all of the horses and... Wait, we have Mighty Forge and Pistol Core. Yeah, so everything there is powered up. Taste for Battle and Strength of Hardship, neither one is particularly useful to us because Free Company is benefiting from Sharpshooter. I guess we could keep doing this and try to go for Quiver of Akshi, or try to go for Hail of Fire. And yeah, it's probably Hail of Fire, so let's get you... Deadly Blade, I guess. Not that I think that's going to be super useful. And then... Judgment, enemy, or leadership size. Devout Hunt... Why did you do that, game? Alright, well, you're not going to be fighting undead, so let's go for Judgment, I guess. Not that it's anything crazy, mind you. And then lastly, the Light Wizard, who is most definitely going to be pretty darn valuable here. Let's get you... I mean, I guess we could do Banishment. I really find it bizarre that Barona's Time Warp gives you speed and melee attack, but doesn't give you reload. It's silly. This should absolutely give you reload. The wizard infuses his allies with light magic, freeing them from the passage of time and speeding up the actions, so their reload time should be sped up. Should it not? Game. Banishment. Alrighty, and Light of Battle is... Oh, wait. Is it still area? No, we need to overcast it to use area. The extra spell resistance could be useful, but would it be more useful than Banishment? How much mana do you have? You are full. You don't otherwise have any way to do damage, though, so I think Banishment is still probably going to be the more useful one. Alright, now, before we do that, though, we want to move Volkmar closer. And the reason that we want to do that is because we want to see whether there's an actual army, like, nearby that is going to attack. I'd also would have loved to see enemy territories, but I don't know where exactly they're located, so... Yeah, alright, but it doesn't look like there's an army nearby, so... You two are just going to go out here. And then I guess you're going to land shortly, and then you're going to annoy them. And if I don't see an army, I'm just going to hope that... Oh, there's probably a port, like, here somewhere. There's got to be a port here somewhere. I'm just going to hope that there isn't an army that's going to immediately attack and kill Peter. Peter, attack. Or Peter's army, I guess, because they can't kill Peter. Pyrrhic victory, and it's certainly a dicey proposition fighting all these enemy range units with our own very, very fragile range units. It makes a lot of what makes this army good pretty useless, because they're best when fighting enemy melee factions rather than range, but we'll still give it a try. Here we go. Alrighty, orders heated, huh, Peter? I hope that that doesn't interfere with your ability to kill the enemy. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, here we go. Should be a pretty interesting fight. I'm always worried about Peter's army because, well, it's comprised of very basic units, and the huntsmen are obviously not nearly as strong, basically half as strong as they are in Marcus Wolfheart's armies. So yeah, in many ways it's our weakest army, but it's also probably our most fun to play army just by virtue of the way it functions. And plus they've gotten some great wins in the past, so let's see what they can do. We've deployed on the complete flank of of the enemy army in the hopes of knocking down as many enemy units on the flank as possible, while keeping away from as many as possible as well. This is Peter's run and gunners, after all. Over on this flank, however, we have deployed all of our pistoliers, to annoy some Furies, and just to try to annoy any units that are willing to go after them and peel them away from the main army. We also have our 2 units of war wagons, which are acting by themselves here, and their goal will be to snipe the elite single target units like the Exalted Flamers, the regular Flamers, and the enemy Lord, while our other units deal with the enemy, units. Anyway, there we go. War wagons are going to begin on those Exalted Flamers, while our Huntsmen, Way Watchers, and our Sisters of the Thorn go for the enemy monstrous infantry, the Chaos Spawn. And there we go, and the Chaos Spawn are pretty much out, so we can now split our damage towards the enemy Pink Horrors, as well as this unit of Chaos Chariots. Though it looks like they will be approaching, we will have to be a little bit careful about that. The army is still relatively fragile. The Banishment comes down on the enemy Pink Horrors now, not so much even to do damage, because, while it's not the best spell to do damage to a single unit of loose formation Pink Horrors, but just to essentially keep them moving away from it instead of firing. The main goal with this army is to do damage while running and not allow the enemy to hit back. Up here it looks like the enemy Lord has moved in, but not for long, as the combination of our war wagons from here, as well as all of our units of the Free Company Militia and our Waystalkers all the way from back there, Way Watchers rather, managed to bring him down. Looks like the flank at least goes well for us, with the enemy Lord and that Exalted Flamer killed by the war wagons. We're now going to back off the Free Company Militia rather than have them fight the Flamers of Tzeentch here, and we're just going to try to knock down those Flamers without letting them fire. Obviously a single volley will fry any one of our very fragile units. Over on this side, these 2 Pink Horrors are pretty much dead, and our Sisters of the Thorn are going to try to loop around the enemy army to continue firing into them and periodically casting their supporting buffs. Over on this flank, we still have our Pistoliers doing their job. They're peeling away these Furies, who are doing nothing otherwise, and 1, 2, by the looks of it, 3 units of Pink Horrors, and this unit of Spawn was chasing them, but it looks like it's given up because it can't reach them. Anyway, focus fire from all of our units is looking like it's going to rip apart those Flamers of Tzeentch extremely quickly. There we go. and they were super threatening, so it was very much key that we did so. Now we're going to send our summoned halberdiers forth to distract the enemy while we continue to do damage everywhere else and continue to back off the rest of our army. Sisters of the Thorn are going to pop the Shield of Thorns on this halberdier unit, both for the missile resistance from the enemy and from ourselves as we fire into those units, and the melee damage reflection as they fight the Forsaken and the Pink Horrors. Well done to them. Alrighty, and so far our range line, at least, with all of our Huntsmen and Waywatchers, has not been reached, though it looks like these Forsaken are going to just get there, but they're going to run into that summoned unit of handgunners, and even then not for long, as they will rout. Sisters of the Thorn still doing a great job, and this Pink Horror unit is pretty much done as well, both by the poison and concentrated fire, plus the Curse of Anra here is screwing them over. Looks like we've got a decent amount of mileage out of these halberdiers as they've continued stopping those 3 units, and the Pink Horrors will melt, and the Forsaken will run. More units are approaching us, more units of Pink Horrors, I should say, and they will now be focused down by about half of our range line, while the Pistoliers and the Free Company back off and then start to move back in once they're ready. Alright, and we're still managing to maintain distance from the enemy and continue to destroy their army. Looks fairly good so far. Pistoliers looping back around. Here come the Free Company Militia moving back into the fray as well. Another unit of enemy Marauders tries to charge our battle line, but it looks like they won't reach us either. There we go. Lovely. Marauders are out, and let's see, the enemy units are still, they're kind of essentially enveloped by our army to some degree. We have units on various sides, acting on their own in part, but concentrating enemy units down before they can actually get to us. Funnily enough, this army does work better than Marcus Wolfheart's does, so if we really wanted to, we could build him an army like this, but to be fair, on the other hand, Marcus's army is constantly fighting several enemy units of, well, several enemy armies at once rather than one-on-one. In a one-on-one, I'm sure they'd be just, if not more, effective. Can't blame the guy for the position we keep putting him in. Alright, another unit of Flamers destroyed before they could reach us as we backed off and allowed our units of war wagons to knock them out, and the balance of power does appear to be very much shifting in our favor. Few enemy units of Pink Horrors are left, the ones that we managed to peel away with our Pistoliers. We're going to charge in briefly in melee, but we're not going to stay in melee. The Pink Horrors are not great in melee, but the Pistoliers are pretty terrible in melee as well. And being light cav, and Exalted Pink Horrors will win against them in melee, so why risk it? And just gonna back off. This will allow them to be distracted and not fire for a little bit while the rest of our army closes the distance. I'm gonna focus down this other unit of Spawn of Tzeentch here. Hopefully prevent them from getting any damage in as well, and with the number of Huntsmen we have here together with the war wagons, these guys aren't achieving anything. And we can always back the war wagons off as they are much faster than the Spawn of Tzeentch are. Even getting a few shots from those Free Company militia as well. Fantastic. And with that, the enemy army will shatter. Another banishment comes in as the Sisters of the Thorn rather, continue annoying the enemy, casting those spells, dodging their shots, and getting that toxic venom on them while hitting them from the sides and the back. The last of the unit of Pink Horrors getting hit by those Pistoliers as they run beside them, slash through them. And the battle's ours. And man, that was a comprehensive victory. I mean, just look at the HP bars on our army. Pretty much everybody is just fine, and even the damage is very superficial. Like, these Sisters of the Thorn are slightly damaged, but they haven't lost a single unit. Alrighty, well, I know I've said this many a time throughout the campaign, but damn it, good job, Peter. Alrighty, well, I readily admit it, I am an idiot. I really need to stop underestimating Peter. I was worried whether we could even win the battle, and yeah, 33 units lost, basically no damage whatsoever, and the Free Company militia were damaged going into the battle, rather than taking the majority of that damage in this particular fight, I believe. On top of that, the close victory is totally a lie. It's just because of the ammunition expenditure, but we still had the war wagons ammunition available to us, so yeah. Well done, Peter. Well done as always. I need to stop underestimating him, especially considering the crazy wins he's gotten for us throughout this campaign. Oh, looks like he's not stopping anytime soon. Anyway, well done to Peter. You are gonna hold on to Dawn's Light for a single turn, and then we're gonna go to Tor Serpindar, and then we'll trade them both to our elven allies, such that we can now see these places. Probably can't reach either one in a single turn. I do have to wonder whether there would be would be benefit to attacking the Lost Palace first with the Fate Weaver's Crevasse first. At the very least, if we take Fate Weaver's Crevasse, we could probably defend it much easier. Anyway, we will give that some thought / consideration next time, but this time we're out of time, so I'm gonna call time here. Well, next time I believe we still have a few units to move around, so we'll hopefully find ourselves another battle, but otherwise continue advancing everywhere we can. I see that Grimgor has also recovered, because even we left him with just the Yeti Peak, and he's managed to defeat all of the ogres around him. Man, it's so weird how allies are purposely made to be completely incompetent when they become your allies, because this is just ridiculous. The ogres had so much territory and they couldn't defeat a single territory, and not only that, but this is an ogre territory, so it's not as well defended as something like Carrick Rag would have been. But anyway, I digress. More battles to come, more Karl to come, etc, etc, etc. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments, especially if you want to see this campaign updated all the way to the end, as in past the endgame scenario. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.